It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday you'd forgiven me, but it'll still be 2 days till I say I'm sorry.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2. Now, I want to start, before we even start, no jokes, nothing of that sort. What I want to do is clear up a few things. Things have changed, and a lot of you are just, sorry to say, dropping the ball. I'm giving you more time. Here's what we're going to do. From now on, you have, every time I post an assignment, it's going to be every 2 days. Look at this. Every 2 days. So check in every day. You're still doing your 25 minutes at night, every night, but there's only going to be an assignment due every 2 days. Same schedule, day 1, day 2, assessment, but there's going to be 2 days in between each because we need to give people more time to get the assignments in. So I'm backing up a little bit. I'm slowing it down. I'm going to post every 2 days. Now, I wrote this in multiple sections. I responded to comments with this. I put it at the top, and some of you are still saying, so there's no assignment? Read. Just sit and read what I'm writing in multiple spots. The assignments are going to be every 2 days now. So I will tell you when the next one's coming up. I'll even give you the date. Okay, we'll make it easy. And here's the other thing that's really bothering me, and it's killing my organization from my perspective, is that you guys aren't clicking this or this. You have to click turn it in or mark as done. If you email it, click mark as done. If you turn it in with a Google Doc, click turn it in. Either way, you got to click the green button. You have to make sure you've turned it in. It's like handing it to me when we're physically present, because a lot of you are not doing that. And if you're not doing that, and I still have it marked as has not been turned in because you didn't click that button, well, then it's going to go in the incomplete assignments. And that goes at the top of my Google Classroom page every day. I update it. Here's what I need from you. A lot of you are just kind of saying, hello, good morning, and then going in and not checking the page for the rest of the day. And there are certain things like some of you are saying, turn it in, and I got nothing. So you have to be better with your organization. This is, and this isn't just for the time being, let's be honest, is that some point in your lives, you are definitely going to take an online class. I've taken many, Mrs. Rowe has taken them. You take them. So you have to learn how to manage on an online class. This is great practice for that. And you know what? Might be part of your near future if we have to do this once in a while. So do me a favor and work on your organization. You can email me and say, what am I missing? But just check the top of my Google Classroom page and it'll show you what's missing. So I couldn't go into the jokes today because there are so many things I got to get over. Keep in mind, one, we're going to, assignments are every 2 days now. 2 days. And click turn it in. Click the green button. Click mark as done. You have to do that or else it's marked as this student has not signed it in, and that goes towards your grade. And if I don't get any work from you during the week, well, then your assessment's going to be a 1 because you haven't been present, you haven't been doing the work, all that. Remember our rubrics? It all goes together. So I hope you're watching and you're understanding and you're communicating with me. If you're checking in with me every day and we're talking back and forth, you're good. But there are some of you not taking this as seriously as you have to, and it's gonna hurt your grade. And you're gonna see some 1s or 2s on your report card when they come out, okay? And they're coming out soon. All right, so here's your math lab for today. The front part is gonna be more because we had to go over some things. Math lab isn't too long. It's pretty much an easy one. More review, more of the same, more ordering, positives, negatives, and some other, not whole numbers. Here you go, take a look at it. All right, so I'll keep this straightforward and to the point because this math lab, not too difficult, but it is the second component you're going to need for your assessment, which is coming up in the next 2 days. Remember, you have 2 days to complete this assignment, and then you'll have 2 days to complete your assessment as well. So it's going to be assignment, extra day to complete it, assignment, extra day to complete it, and so forth. So here's your math lab for today. It says use what you just learned about ordering numbers, which is what we've done together, to solve these problems. Use a number line to help if needed. Show your work on a separate sheet of paper, but you're going to show it in your marble covered notebooks. So number 14. It gave you the numbers -8, -6, -5, and -7. Now keep in mind, if you were reading it from left to right, which is when you're going from the lower value to the higher value. Now, did it specify least to greatest? Yeah, so you have to order them from least to greatest. Keep in mind, these are negative numbers now. So 14A, you're going to start with the number on the number line that would start most to the left. So it's a negative number. That's going to be the one that is the furthest along the negative path. So that is -8 would be the first one, obviously. Then it's in order from there. -7, -6, and -5. There you go. Because remember, when we order from least to greatest, we go from left to right. It's the same thing as if we had a number line and we went from left to right, but starting in the negatives. 8 would be the furthest along. Okay? B now gave you some decimal points. So it had -8.2, 6, +6, -3.5, 8.2, and -5. Well, again, if we started all the way to the left, the one furthest to the left would be the -8.2. That's the first one. Then you have to go in order, and the next negative number is going to be -5. Try to look at the negatives first, because that'll be the ones that are furthest to the left. Then you had -3.5. Good. And now you're going into positive. So next positive was 6, and the last one was 8.2. Okay? Remember, these two would be opposites. Opposites. -8.2 is the opposite of positive 8.2. They'd be opposites on the number line. Next one. 15. Letter A. More of the same. But this time it said, order the numbers from greatest to least. I guarantee there's at least one of you at home who just did the exact same thing and didn't read the directions. And this whole thing of like reading and understanding and giving me what I want, that's what we're having trouble with. And that's why I'm so touchy about some of the things not getting to me on time, or you're not reading what I'm writing, because if you're not reading what I'm writing in the Google Classroom, you're not reading what is wanted of you on your assessment. So you have to read exactly what they want. They want greatest to least this time. So, letter A, the numbers were -3/4, we got some fractions, -1 and 5/4, and 2, +2. So from greatest to least, obviously the greatest number there is going to be the whole number 2, positive. Perfect. Next one is going to be, I feel like they wrote this wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread it. I'm going to fix my own work. That was correct. But the numbers are -3/4, -1, 5/4 positive, and 2. Please excuse me. I read that too quick. That's why we go back and read. Look at what I'm doing. I'm correcting my own work. Okay? The next one is a positive fraction, and that is 5/4. Good. See, I misread it. I made a correction even before I put it down. Next one, now we have nothing but negatives left. Next would be -3/4, because this time on the number line, we'd be moving from right to left. That'd be number 3/4, and then obviously the last one's going to be -1. Okay? Read those carefully. See, even I made a mistake. I went back, I checked it. Make sure it's there. Last one, letter B. They wanted you to order from greatest to least, and the numbers were -0.5, -5/10, 1.5, 0, -5, and +1 and 25/100. So if we're going from greatest to least, the biggest one there is actually going to be 1.5. Look at that 5 versus the next number, which is going to be 1 and 25/100. this 5 is going to be greater than this 2. So this would be first, this would be second. Now let's keep going. What's next? If we're going from right to left on the number line, 0 is going to be right there. That's your 0 point between the positives and the negatives. And then finally, we go into the negative numbers, which is going to be 0.5. And then it's going to be negative 5, boom, which is way down. All right? So keep in mind, as you're ordering them, think of a number line. Think of greatest, bigger numbers go to the right, and lower numbers go to the left. And if they're negative numbers continuing, that's going to be a smaller and smaller number, or a number that is less in value as you go to the left. Keep those things in mind. Okay? So that was your math lab. More of the same. Here are your workbook pages. This is what you're going to complete today. And remember, you have 2 days to do it. If I don't, I'm still going to put like incomplete, as in I haven't gotten it yet. And as soon as you give it to me and you click the button, boom, this one, or boom, this one, and you say, I've handed it in, then I will give you your credit for it, and it goes towards your grade. All right? Again, if you have questions, comments, please email me, send me a private message. I try to answer them as often as possible, but doing the videos and juggling some things, I may need a few minutes to respond, but read carefully what I'm looking for. Check the incomplete assignments, and email me if you have questions. All right? I will talk to you soon. My next post is in 2 days. See you soon.